Hi everyone! I made this beautiful regular amethyst, pink amethyst, and rainbow hematite heart necklace, 18-inch. And in that video I had also told you I made this bracelet and that I had to restrand it because this heart needs to be facing the other way, and I'm kind of picky that way. You see all the ones on this side face down to the center except that one and all the ones on the other side face down. You know, they all should face down to the center. So I am going to restrand that. And then also I had some pink amethyst beads left and just these two of the dark amethyst. So originally I was just going to make earrings, but I decided I'm going to make a pendant out of this one. I'm going to have the bigger one at the top and then this, and then some drops coming down here with these little hearts. At least that's the plan, and that'll be a pendant to go on some kind of a chain with amethyst on. I have other amethyst, but not in the same strand, and I was trying to use up the strand. That left me with these two, and it was really hard to try and find similar size and shape because some are a little flatter than others, and these two seem to be the closest. But I was out of amethyst on that strand, and I wanted faceted darker amethyst here, so I did find these. These were also from jewelrymaker.com from 2015. These are faceted 6mm rounds, so we're going to be putting probably just one each at the top up here, maybe those two dark ones right there actually. And then I might find some crystals or something to put with these little hearts on the top of them, and then I'm just going to have tiered dangles. At least that's the plan at the moment. But the first thing I want to do with you is restring this bracelet, which is unfortunate because that means that this piece of beading thread, which I need to get off of there. Well, you know, I'll save it because I have one piece that is 8 inches long, which is not long enough for me to do a 7-inch bracelet, because even though this is a 7-inch bracelet, it took more than 8 inches of beading wire to make it fit right. I can't explain that other than the size of the beads take up more of the wire. That's the best way I can tell you it. And these aren't super big beads, but this fits on a 7-inch beading board, right? And anyway, I can't use the same beading thread as the bottom line because it won't, there won't be enough to hook it onto the clasp. So let's see, this is what I'm trying to avoid, this all coming apart. And at the end here I just had like this. I think I had 3. No, I can't remember, plus a 1. Let me see. Yeah, I had the big one and then 3 little ones. That's how I did it. 3 little ones. And the holes in these are small, so you cannot go back through them once you I'm trying to get these to lay out the same, except for this one. This one has to go like that, which is the whole reason I'm having to do this over again. It's not a big deal. It doesn't take long, but it would waste this thread. I started to say I will save the beading wire because, and this is a regular amethyst. These are too. These two are. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I might move this lighter one back to here and have the darker one there. Okay. So let me cut this off. I will save this and make some earrings with it or something. And that I was originally thinking I'd do some kind of like a little hoopy earring, but I wasn't feeling it, so I'm going to save that. And I have this piece, so these two pieces now are probably, yeah, this one's only about 7.5 inches, and this one here is about 8. And they're different wires, so I can't use them on the same earrings. But I might be able to cut this in half and just make like 2 little small hoops and have some beads on it or something. I'll figure something out. Or some kind of a pendant, right? Some kind of a pendant. So I'm just trying to hook it in there so I don't lose it. So I am going to pull off about 1 foot of this. This is the Iconoflex. It's only 7 strand instead of 49 like I use for the necklace. Yeah, I'm going to take about 1 foot. Let me see. That gives me about 1.5 inches on either end. But because I already have the design, I'm okay with that, right? Okay with that. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so I used number 2 beading tubes, and I did not bother with crimp covers. You know what? I think I'm going to try using crimp beads. No, I'm going to stick with crimp tubes because I'm most comfortable with those. And I just need to. These are Beading crimp tubes. They're silver plated. I've had them for a while. I just need 2, but you know, I'm going to leave 3 out just in case one. Sometimes they're a little funny. Not usually, they're usually pretty good. Alright. So I'm going to just hook one end of the... Now you could use a wire guardian if you wanted to. I really don't feel like I need to. And I'm just going to pull this over. Let me put a crimp tube. I should have done that before I put the clasp on. Just putting the crimp tube down there, trying not to use too much of the wire at the start because I only had a little bit of an end. In fact, I can shorten that a little bit. Now the 7 strand will kink a little easier than the 49 strand does. It's a little bit stiffer, but we'll be careful. The most important thing in crimping is don't have your wires cross. You want them to stay separated, and I have trouble with that occasionally, like right now. So I'm going to try and get a hold of that better. There we go. Alright, that is not crossed. I want to leave enough room. Now you could put a jump ring on here first. I don't really feel like I need it. These are the regular crimping pliers. And I'm just going to go in the back lip section, if you will. Looks like lips, and crimp, and then I should have, I don't know if you can see that, a little horseshoe, kind of like a dip in the middle between the 2 wires. Come on, focus. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is come in with the front section and just squeeze it. And I kind of go up and down it a little bit. And then I have seen a lady that works with Beading go around. I think her name was Meredith. Just go around, and it turns it into a pretty solid little tube there. And then I am actually going to cut off this tail because I know it will not fit through these little amethyst beads. And I want to get as close to that tube as I can. All right, let's get rid of that piece. And then it's just a matter of restringing, so I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all restrung. My hearts are all facing towards the center. Now these twist around, and the other side of them, like this side's more purple, the other side's more goldish green, and some have a little bit of blue in them. They are rainbow hematite, and I'm okay with that. I think it adds a little something different into the mix, and it's still pretty. So I have this other crimp tube here, and we're gonna put it on, and I'm just gonna directly, now these clasps came with attached together, like this part was attached to this part with these jump rings. I'm planning on probably using those because they're nice heavy ones with the earrings or the pendant perhaps, so I don't waste them because they're good too, and they're silver plated copper. I believe. I'm going to pull this down as far as I can. I want this to be circled around because you have to make sure you have enough room in it, right, to have some flexibility. I'm trying to, I need to get my pliers to pull, I think. My hand strength is not as good as it used to be. There. And I want a little bit of wiggle room, maybe not quite that much. I don't know if you can see. I'm just pulling it there. That's pretty good. Sorry, moving my mat. So I left enough room. Actually, I want a little more space between the clasp and there. That's about what I want. But I have to make sure, again, this is not twisted like that. And for me, it's really hard to tell whether I have them facing the same direction when I'm doing this. So I honestly don't worry about it. And we crimp and we make sure we have our U. And I always do kind of the tug test. Make sure it's not like coming apart. And then I come back in with the center part of the plier. The first notch is what I'm trying to say. Not the center. The center part was where we did the original crimp. Come back in, we're going to push those together, and since it's a tube, I kind of go up and down it. And then I watched Meredith from Beadalon on a Michaels thing, and she said never use this front part of your pliers to push down and give an extra push on the crimp, and I always was doing that, but she said it would break down the wire, so I don't do that now. So there is our bracelet restrung, easy peasy, and yeah, I think it's really pretty and goes with the 18-inch necklace. Now the next thing I have to do is figure out how I want to put these on. And I could use beading wire to make this more flexible and just string each one of those 3 onto beading wire and then attach these with a head pin. I don't think I want to do that though. I don't know. I'm not real good about using beading wire on earrings. I might use them for hoop type things sometime, but I'll save this for that purpose. For some other time, right? All right, so let me go get some head pins and eye pins, and I'll be right back. See you in a minute. All right, I have some eye pins here, and I was just thinking these are I think these are 2-inch 21 gauge from Fire Mountain. They're silver plated brass. I got them in bulk. I tend not to use eye pins as much. Oops, sorry. But for this type of thing, I may need them. Now, I definitely want to use these up here for this. So we'll go ahead and do that first, assuming I can find the hole. I don't think these are going to fit through. Oh my goodness. I'm going blind. I need my viewers. There we go. Got them on now. Okay, there it is. I think. Yep. Huh. Might not fit through this one either. Oh, that bent pretty easy. Let's try a different one. My goodness. I might have to get a thinner eye pin. Or if I don't have a thinner eye pin, I might have to get a wire. I'll be right back. Hey everyone. I'm so sorry. I somehow lost part of the footage, and so I'm going to have to show you the finished items. So this was the finished bracelet. I ended up having one last pink amethyst, and I put that on a okay, let me step back. When I started to do these and I was saying the head pins would not fit, they would not fit. I had to find 22 gauge wire would not also fit. I found some 24 gauge artistic wire that I had silver plated, and I used that to do all of these links, including the top part up here. And this one then would fit with 24 gauge wire, and same for these, and I'll show you them in more detail. But when I got done those, I had one last pink amethyst. I also found some 3mm silver plated beads that I had from Fire Mountain, and I just, to make this little head pin, if you will, I just took my pliers and bent over the end and squished it down to make a little notch on the end that was too thick to go through the bead, and that held it in place. And then I wire wrapped that and used a 4mm jump ring and hooked that on to the heart part of the toggle clasp, just as a little charm. And that finished my pink amethyst strand that I had been using for the bracelet, and it's restrung, which I showed you. So then this is the pendant. Remember, I had designed a pendant and a pair of earrings I had shown you, and I might have changed them a little bit, I'm not sure. I think I was saying that I wasn't going to use this because I couldn't get anything through it, but as it turns out, nothing would go through any of the regular amethyst or the pink amethyst. These were the last two pieces of faceted rounds I had from the graduated strand. There's two pink amethyst on here, and then I did bring in some bead caps like I did on the necklace and the bracelet for this larger piece. But this is the 24 gauge wire that went through. Bead string and wire went through no problem, but and that was 0.019, not even the fine. But on regular wire, 20 gauge wouldn't work, 22 gauge wouldn't work. Luckily I had some 24 gauge. I had 26 gauge too, but I felt like it was a little bit too thin for, excuse me, for these larger beads, because they're a little weighty. And then this is just I'd say it's about a 7mm. It doesn't look like 8, but it's a little bigger than 6. And then these I had that separate bag of amethyst, and I brought them in, but these are the pink amethyst in between. And these two I did pink amethyst, purple amethyst, pink amethyst, purple amethyst, rondelles, and faceted rounds. They're all faceted. And that one and this one, and then on the middle one I flipped it the other way and did the purple, pink, purple, pink. And I also put that one on a jump ring where these are on. This is one of the thick jump rings that came, I had showed you that I said I was going to use for these probably. I used that one, but I used a smaller, no, I used the other one. I used both of them. So these are both from one of those strands like I showed you. And then these are the 8mm rainbow hematite, and what I put on top of them is just the 3mm silver balls again, and from Fire Mountain. Now those are on, let's see, they're on regular 21 gauge 2-inch head pins from Fire Mountain that I had silver plated, and everything else on here is on 24 gauge. And then I have those two jump rings that I forget where they came from now. Oh, from these toggle clasps. The toggle clasps were hooked together with the jump rings, so I had one from each of these two heart toggle clasps, and I used them on this pendant. So this is a pendant. I probably put a lobster claw on, but I couldn't find one that I like to go with this yet, so I haven't done that. But that will be hooked onto a necklace of some sort, or you could just use a big hook or something and use it as an ornament if you'd like to, but I'm going to use it as a pendant on a future necklace. Then for these earrings, I used two of the round purples out of the same pack as these, two of the pink amethyst I had picked out, and then 3 little hearts. And I, again, now those are on eye pin, and head pin, because the 21 gauge eye pins and head pins I had fit through those. But again, 24 gauge wire up here, and also a 3mm silver plated brass ball. Sorry, this is up too high, isn't it? I'm sorry. And then I found in my stash that I had got from, I think also from Fire Mountain, these lever backs with hearts on them, and I just thought they went, wow, it's really blurry, perfectly with the little heart earrings. So I think they're so cute, and like I said, these change around, so they change color, and they'll be great for Valentine's Day or anytime you feel like wearing hearts, right? I like them. I like them all. So those are my finished pieces to go with the set I showed you on the 18th in the Jewelry Making Fun collab. If you haven't seen that, please go watch that video as well. Each month a group of us use specific colors that are preset and not optional. They have to be followed. But then there's 2 other challenges. This month was make a necklace, and for one of the options, and the second one was to use hearts like lamp work or charms or something, and I used the rainbow hematite hearts in 2 different sizes, the 6mm and the 8mm in the necklace, and then on the bracelet I just used the 8mm, and so you can see it's purple, and they are sort of green and blue and stuff on other parts of them. But I think they came out really pretty. Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, hope to see you next time. I just wanted to share those because I hadn't, and I was trying to get the video together, and I realized I didn't have the footage for making these, so I don't know what happened. That's the second time this month that somehow my footage got lost, but anyway, so I'm showing you the finished products at least. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and a great February coming up soon. Bye for now.